Hey everybody, I'm here today with DigiStamps4Joy for the monthly challenge. This month's twist is adding a tag. Here's a look at the card that I designed today. And so let's go ahead and get started and I'll show you how I made this. Okay, so I've got my laminator out. It's already warmed up, ready to go. And I've got this "He has made everything beautiful in its time" phrase printed out. I printed it out onto some vellum using my laser printer. I'm going to put that in my carrier sheet with some Heidi Swap light pink foil, and I'm just going to run that through my laminator. It takes a little bit of time, so I did cut this part out, but once it comes out, let it cool down just for a second, and once it's cooled, you'll be able to remove that foil, and there you've got a beautiful foiled phrase ready to go. Now I've foiled this on vellum because I wanted to be able to see through it, because what I've done is I've taken this digital image. It's a flower and butterfly border. It's from DigiStamps4Joy. I'll link their shop down below. But I've taken this and I've enlarged it on a 3x5 panel. I've used some regular colored pencils and Gamsaw to color that and blend it out. But now when I overlay my vellum on top of that, I can still see through to the gorgeous image down below. And it's not covering anything up. I wanted the phrase, but I also wanted the image on my card, so this is just the best of both worlds. Now I'm going to take both of those layers and I'm going to tape them together. I'm going to be using this large scallop border die. It's from Stampin' Up. I'm not going to use the large scallop that's in the set, but it's this other edge die that they have in there, and it's got a rounded corner at the top. You could use a circle die also. Anything you want, just to give your tag a little bit something extra, a little bit of interest. And then I'm just going to put that on there and I'll run that through my Big Shot. Now I have found with these border dies, you do want to turn them so they're going in a little bit at a time. I tried to do it the opposite way and I just about broke my machine. So there you can see that my tag has a nice rounded edge, just a little something extra, a little bit of interest. Now I've taken a piece of Autumn Rose cardstock. This is from Paper Tray Ink. I put it into a wood grain embossing folder and I'm running that through my Big Shot like you would any other embossing folder. Now I'm going to take my tag while it is still together so I don't mess it up, and I'm just going to punch a hole through both layers. And now I've taken my Autumn Rose cardstock. I've put some double-sided adhesive on the back. I'm going to center that in the middle of my A2 white folding card base, and I'm just going to place that down. I didn't have to tear this one off at all, so we're doing pretty good for this card. Now that I've got that placed, I am going to bring in, it's about a 2-inch wide strip. It's a light pink glitter cardstock. It's really gorgeous in real life. I put some foam tape on the back of it, and I'm just going to peel all that backing paper off. And I'm going to place that on the left-hand side of my card base, and I'm going to line that up with my Autumn Rose cardstock. I do want to leave the white border all the way around the card. Alright, so I'll put that down right where I want it, and then I'm going to move on to my tag. Now I removed the washi tape, so my vellum will lift up very easily now. And I've also added a thin white ribbon to the top of my tag. I've taken a piece of fun foam and I put double-sided adhesive on both sides. I've attached one side to the back of my tag, and I'm going to remove the backing on the other side, and then I will make sure that I bump this fun foam up against the glitter cardstock. This needs to be a relatively flat card to go through the mail, so I don't want to give it too much dimension, and my glitter cardstock already has some dimension, so I want to keep it all even and on the same level. So I'll just bump that up and make sure it's not on top of it at all. And then I'll place that tag right where I want it. I'm going to take my white ribbon and just tie it into a small bow, and then I will trim off my ends with just some regular scissors. Now you can see this vellum moves, so it's very pretty. You can still see the digital image and all the coloring you've done underneath. And also, the great thing about adding a tag in this challenge, the recipient of this card, they can rip this tag off, put it on one of their own gifts. They could use it as a bookmark, whatever they wanted to do with it. And it really just gives your card and all the hard work you've put into it a little extra mileage. And that finishes off the card for today. Very simple, but the recipient has something that they could use again if they wanted to. I will leave you all with just a few pictures. For more information and a complete supply list, you can visit my blog, craftingwhilecaffeinated.wordpress.com. Also, check out the DigiStamps4Joy Shop and their extensive collection of digital images. You can also enter one of your cards over at their blog in this month's challenge. Both links will be in the description box below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching and happy crafting!